What's up, everybody? It's Optimus Magnum, and welcome to my episode of the fourth quarter. That's right, I just brought my sports show back. It was my sports show that I did with Jay Nuck, and it was a great show. Lasted a few episodes, but unfortunately, Jay Nuck is not able to do it anymore, so I'm going to be doing it on my own. So if you're not familiar with the fourth quarter, welcome. And first of all, let me explain it to you. It's going to be a 10-minute timer, and I got 4 topics to talk about. And when the 10-minute timer is up, the show is through. Feel free to leave any comments and suggestions and topics in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like and favorite, and let me know what you think about the show. Alright? So let's get this thing rolling. And the first topic of the day is the AllStar Game. And that just was completed not too long ago. And it was a good one. It was definitely a fun game to watch. No defense was being played, of course, until the end, and that's when the best time to watch is in the fourth quarter. I thought it was a great game all around. A lot of cool dunks, a lot of three-pointers thrown up. I thought that was kind of crazy. I mean, they were just launching threes all over the place. But Chris Paul played a great game. I thought Kevin Durant had a game warranting him being the MVP, but the way Chris Paul took over in that fourth quarter and his pretty much highlight reel jump shots and assists, he definitely deserved that MVP, and he is just an all-around great player. It was good to see them mixing it up. No harm, no like craziness going on, other than an elbow thrown by Noah at Chris Paul. That it was obviously not on purpose. He was dribbling the ball, and Noah's kind of awkward the way he runs and dribbles. So I mean, Chris Paul just kind of ran into his elbow and stuff like that. But it was definitely clean All-Star game, very fun. A lot of people joking around, and the All-Stars joking around and stuff like that. But when the fourth quarter happened, which is of course the name of my show, fourth quarter happened, everything was going down, and I thought it was great that Kobe D'd up LeBron at the end. That was very fun to watch. He got a couple blocks on him, and there was a lot of talk about it, and it was kind of cool. But that's what the crowd wanted to see. I mean, Kobe and LeBron gave them what they wanted to see. They wanted to see Kobe versus LeBron. That's what everybody was talking about. That was the talk of the town. That was the talk of the week. You know, with MJ saying his comments and stuff like that. We'll get into that later, but definitely good all-around All-Star game, and a great game by Chris Paul. And not to be overshadowed, Carmelo Anthony. He had a really good game. I mean, he scored 26 points. He was doing his best to keep the East in the All-Star game. And it was just, like I said, a great all-around game. But moving on, topic number 2, it's Kobe versus LeBron. Go figure. Anyways, this is being talked about all week long, and Michael Jordan had made some comments saying that he'll take Kobe's 5 rings over LeBron's 1 and stuff like that. And a lot of people try to compare these two, which don't even have the same game whatsoever. So it's hard to really compare the two, and it's really not fair to these players to do that to them, I believe, you know, to sit there and say one's better than the other, you know. It's not really giving them due justice, because both are good at their own stuff for their own reasons, you know. LeBron, to me, is the better all-around team basketball player, you know, as far as assists and rebounds go. Kobe's just an all-around, like, just mental assassin toughness, like, with the will to try to just, you know, dominate your team as much as he can. He's not as good as a passer as has LeBron, although he can pass. He's just not as good with the court vision as LeBron, but he's, to me, the better all-around defender. So, with that said, a lot of people aren't going to like me for this comment, but I think if the two played one-on-one, I think Kobe Bryant would win. And the only reason I say that is because Kobe Bryant, to me, is just the better defender. And on top of that, Kobe has the all-around better game, all-around better outside shot. And I think that LeBron would have a hard time guarding Kobe, whereas Kobe would have, obviously, a hard time guarding LeBron, but he definitely D him a little tighter than LeBron could D Kobe. So I think if they played one-on-one, then, you know, to me, Kobe would win probably, I don't know, 7 out of 10 games or 6 out of 10 games maybe. I don't know. I really, it could be even more. I don't know. But to me, Kobe's the better 1v1 player. So, sorry, LeBron. Sorry, LeBron lovers. I'm not hating on LeBron. I think LeBron's better than Kobe personally, as an all-around NBA player. But as far as one-on-one's concerned, I just think Kobe's better. So moving on, topic number 3. Michael Jordan just turned 50 on Sunday, and is he the all-time best NBA player? Now, the funny thing is, Michael Jordan made that comment about Kobe and LeBron, saying that he'd take Kobe's 5 rings over LeBron's 1. And Michael Jordan has 6 rings. Now, Bill Russell has 11. So does that make Bill Russell the best all-time NBA player? I don't know. According to MJ, maybe that would be the case. But to me, and this is my show, so I can say what I want, obviously, I believe Michael Jordan was the all-time best. No player just dominated the way he did, and no player basically just ripped your heart out. He hurt and broke so many teams' hearts and so many fans' hearts of teams that it's just unreal. The guy was just an all-around assassin. Just an amazing basketball player, amazing fundamentals, amazing just will to win, could play through injury, could play through anything, all-around great team player, motivator. The guy just, he wouldn't lose. He wouldn't lose. And in this day and age, it's hard to find a player like that. I mean, the guy just played lights out basketball. And if you were old enough like I was and fortunate enough to watch him play, then you'll know what I know and understand what I mean. I mean, the best thing you can do is get like NBA TV or look back at games on YouTube or whatever you can to be able to catch a glimpse of what greatness was. And greatness was number 23, period. Like, the guy was just phenomenal. And he deserves every bit of credit for everything he's done in the NBA over the last how many years he played or whatever. But he's just all around the best player probably that has ever lived and it's probably ever played the game. And I really honestly think he's best by far. I don't even think Kobe or LeBron is even a close second. That's how good Michael Jordan was. And to anybody that thinks he wouldn't be able to play in this day and age, you got to be kidding. With his fundamental basketball and the way he studied the game and the way he D'd up people, he would be fine playing this day and age. At his prime, I believe he would do good because he was way ahead of his time. And just the things he could do on the court were just phenomenal. So, happy birthday, Michael Jordan. And to me, you're the best. So moving on, last topic of the day, the NBA playoff picture and who are my top teams at the moment. So right now, my top teams at the moment, I would have to say number 1 right now is the Miami Heat. And they're going to stay there until someone dethrones them or beats them in the playoffs. So that will be my number 1 team for now. And they're still, I mean, they're tops in the East right now by 2.5 games. They're still doing amazingly well. And they have LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, and it's really hard to beat that combo when it comes playoff time, and teams are going to struggle with them. So number 2 right now at the moment is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Even though they're not tops in the West, I just think that the Oklahoma City Thunder are just better than the San Antonio Spurs at the moment, and they're still, the West champs from last year. So until they're knocked off, they're still number 2 in my book. The number 3 team that I think of right now is the LA Clippers. I really like Chris Paul. I really like that combination, and they're getting healthy, and they're starting to play excellent basketball and at the right time. So barring any injuries and stuff like that, I really think that the Clippers can make a really good run. And they might face the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, and it might be a really good finals if that's the case. The number 4 team, the San Antonio Spurs. I know they have the best record in the NBA, but until they win some playoff series or actually do well in the playoffs, I just really feel like they're a regular season team. They got a lot of great players. They play great basketball under Greg Popovich, and they're always a team to be reckoned with, but I just don't see them getting by in the playoffs. And my number 5 team is actually a sleeper team, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies. That team is dangerous. They're very young, very scrappy. They play great D. They got a good center in Marc Gasol, and they play excellent basketball. So those are my top 5 teams at the moment. And for the rest of the playoff picture, as you all know, my team is the Lakers, obviously. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. And if they do, I don't think they're going to make any noise in the playoffs unless they were very healthy, or unless they somehow figure out something to make their team gel. I think they're a season away from making the playoffs, and they're just getting a little old. I don't know. I just don't see it happening, and I'm just not a big fan of Dwight Howard's game. So that's another topic for another time. But Houston's another team that's really good, and James Harden is an amazing basketball player. So Houston's another team to watch out for, and of course the Knicks and the Celtics in the East always make noise, and the Bulls. I don't know if Derrick Rose is coming back. It doesn't look like he's going to come back, but the Bulls are still a really good team, and the Knicks are definitely up and coming, and they're playing great basketball. But this is wrapping up, and I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you leave comments and topic suggestions in the comment section, and peace out. Optimus Magnum signing out. Fourth quarter, I'm out.